Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the FCS Football channel. And today we're back with a watch along, this time for Manchester United versus Wolverhampton Wanderers, of course, in the Premier League. Now, for Manchester United today, we have the starting 11, which is thus. It's David De Gea in goal. Back four of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Raphael Varane, Phil Jones, and Luke Shaw. Scott McTominay and Nemanja Matic keep their place in holding midfield with Greenwood and Sancho on the flanks, with Cavani and Cristiano Ronaldo leading the line for Man United. On the bench, we have Henderson, Dalot, Telles, Fred, Van der Beek, Bruno Fernandes, Jesse Lingard, Anthony Elanga, and Marcus Rashford. So like I said against Burnley, when it comes to Anthony Martial, he's done here for me. What is that? 3 games in a row now, not even made the squad. I don't see him making the squad. If he's not making the squad over Elanga, he's never going to make the squad, is he? But I mean, obviously, if we go over to the full pitch screen, this man's back. It's the return of the Mac. Phil Jones is back, baby. I mean, it's not ideal, is it? It's not ideal to have Phil Jones having to start Premier League matches in big 2022. But that's what we've had to do because we have no other centre-backs. Harry Maguire picked up a knock. Lindelof still isn't fully fit from COVID. I don't know. I assume Bailly's gone off to the AFCON. So Phil Jones has had to come in because we don't want to play Matic back at centre back like we did against Young Boys when we drew that to them 1-1. So look, it's not ideal, is it? But we might see a clinic. We might see an example of how to defend from Big Phil today. And if we remember back to the Sir Alex Ferguson era, Sir Alex Ferguson always wanted to combine these two in Raphael Varane and Phil Jones at Manchester United during his time. He now gets the opportunity to do just that. Obviously, captain-wise, we've gone with Cristiano Ronaldo today. Ronaldo has the captain's armband. Obviously, Harry Maguire isn't available today. Like I said, he has got an injury. So, that's why he's not in. So, that's why Phil Jones comes in. When it comes to Wolves' 11 today, it is thus. It's Jose Sarr, Max Kilman, Conor Cody, Roman Saiz, Nelson Semedo, Ruben Neves, João Moutinho, and Marçal, with Raul Jimenez, Trincao, and Daniel Podence leading the line in their 3-4-3. On the bench for Wolves, they got Kai-Jan Hoover, Ryan Aït-Nouri, who was meant to be out for this game, but is on the bench. They got Bruno Jordão, Bruno Silva, John Ruddy, Leandro Dendoncker, Adama Traore, who's on the bench today, so he doesn't start, with Luke Cundle and Hugo Bueno. So it's a pretty good, it's a strong team from Wolves, and Wolves are a team that will cause Manchester United troubles if we don't play well and if we take them too lightly. I think this team that we're playing today, look, it played well against Burnley, but not amazing, and I think we should win. I like. What's his name? I like the fact Wan-Bissaka and Shaw keep their place, especially Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw deserves to be playing. I thought he was very good against Burnley and keeps his place rightly so. I mean, look, the jury's out whether Wan-Bissaka should keep his place. I know that. I get that. A lot of you guys know my opinions on Wan-Bissaka. I like him. I think he's a good right back. I would have kept him in today. And look, I mean, if we go to the team that I would have played today, if I load that up quickly. Right. Why are we doing that? What's Ralph saying? There you go. So that's the team I would have played today. I shouldn't buy would be available. But you take Bailly out, obviously who it clearly isn't available. They're pretty much the same team. Apart from obviously Bruno's in there. So look, I'm happy. I mean, Ralph has said, look, both centre backs aren't, well, the other centre backs aren't available. So Phil Jones, that's why Phil Jones comes back in. Jones has been professional since Ralph has joined, so that's why he's playing him. When it comes to Ronaldo, he's a natural choice. He's a leader, and that's why he's in there. And look, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how Phil Jones plays because I mean, look, Maguire. It's fair to say he hasn't been in the best form of his career recently, Harry Maguire, but it's a big call still, isn't it? To not play Maguire. Well, not play Maguire. To bring in Phil Jones, and Phil Jones has got a big game on his hands. He can't disappoint, can he? Do I think he will? I don't know. I mean, let's look. Phil Jones isn't overnight going to become a fantastic centre back. Let's just hope he does have a good game though. Right. Hello, Nico. How are we, mate? You're going 5-2. Brave that. I say 5-2 United. Ronaldo, Sancho, Greenwood, and Cavani. And for Wolves, Neves and Jimenez. That's mental, mate. 5-2. I don't think it's that sort of game. I'm going to go 2-0 United. And I'm going to go for that because what Man United are, they're a team that we have proven, especially last season, that we can win games despite being dominated and despite being clear second best. So if that happens today, I wouldn't be surprised. Think who will win? Like I said, I think United will win because, like I said, we can win a game, and I'd never know what sort of Manchester United team we're going to see. We could see a fantastic team like what we saw against Leeds, for example, opening day. Or when we usually play Leeds, when we play fantastic against them. We can see that sort of Man United team, and then we deserve to win by 3 or 4 or 5. Or we can see the team we saw against Newcastle or Norwich, where we're just dreadful and we just about get things over the line. We just about sneak a win, maybe a draw. And that's why I'm not 100% sure who. That's why I'm never 100% certain. But United somehow always manage to get something, don't we? We somehow get across the line with 3 points and we move on. And despite an awful performance, it's not talked about. And that happened so often last season. It happened opening on the second game of the season when we played Wolves. And I wouldn't be surprised if it happened again today. So that's why I'm sticking with United win. And why I'm somewhat fairly confident that we'll win. Because I know how often we've gotten away with playing badly, but still winning. But then at the same time, if Wolves were to win, it wouldn't shock me. Because Wolves are a good team. I think they're well drilled. They're 8th in the Premier League for a reason. And like I said, if we're not at our best, Wolves can beat us. You're going 3-0 United. I don't know. I think I'm even saying 2-0 is ambitious. I mean, Nico's 5-2, I think, is mental. I don't think none of these teams concede 5 goals. In my opinion. And look, if you look at the Wolves starting lineup again, 3 at the back, so they're going to be well drilled defensively. Got 5 if you include the wing backs. Daniel Podence will be backwards and forwards. Moutinho and Neves both can control the game and are better. Moutinho and Neves are better than McTominay and Matic. So they'll look to control the game. They'll compact the midfield when they have to. It's not going to be easy, and I do fear a little bit about Phil Jones. I mean, look, our centre backs haven't been good recently. Whether it's been Maguire, Lindelof, Bailly, they haven't been amazing. But Raul Jimenez is a physical presence. I think he's quicker than Jimenez. You got Trincao and Podence, who are quick and they offer technical ability. You got Adama Traore on the bench who can come on. And Phil Jones, easy match fit. He hasn't played a game. If I remember correctly, what was his last game for Manchester United? Was it the League Cup game against Man City, the first semi-final? First leg of the semi-final? Was it that FA Cup game against, was it like Rochdale? Let me Google it. We won against Rochdale. Was it Colchester? No, it wasn't Colchester. Tranmere. I'm pretty sure his last game was Tranmere, where he scored. So, though what that tells me is expect him to get on the score sheet again. Although that wasn't as part of a 3 at the back. That was our team last time we played. Last time, what's his name played? Phil Jones played. It's a very different team, innit? It's a very, very different team to what we're seeing today. And thankfully it is. I mean, Sergio Romero deserved more respect. Obviously, Maguire and Lindelof don't play today. I mean, I think most of us are happy Maguire ain't playing. Andreas Pereira is gone. Dalot on the bench. Matic starts. Luke Shaw starts. Lingard on the bench. Martial looks like he's going to be sold. And Greenwood starts. Which actually it's not as much of a change as I first made out. 4 out of the 11 start. Fred came on. He could come on today as well. We can't lose to Burnt Wolves, surely. Phil Jones, the more I talk about Phil Jones playing, the more worried I get. Phil Jones. And Wolves apparently have the best points per goal ratio, which, I mean, it's a bit of a stupid stat. But what essentially that means is how good Wolves are of getting that goal and shutting up shop. Defensively, they are very, very good. They're one of the best teams defensively in the Premier League. If I remember correctly, they're like third or fourth for clean sheets. They've got six. They're the sixth highest clean sheets with 7. For a bit of context, Edouard Mendy. Jose Sarr is 6th for clean sheets, having played 18 games and 7 clean sheets. Edouard Mendy, who has 8 clean sheets, has played 2 extra games. So he's a very, very good goalkeeper. And Wolves are a very good defensively sound side. So we've got to be at our best. We've got to be at our best. Wolves are a dangerous team. That's I can't say that much more clearly, really, can I? They're a dangerous team, and if we aren't at our best, they will beat us. And I think with that start, you look at the starting 11 that we have got up today. Like I keep saying, I'm worried about Phil Jones. But can he be much worse than our other centre backs recently? Surely not. I mean, look, if this doesn't go well, we have got options off the bench. For example, Diego Dalot can come on for Wan-Bissaka and change that right wing, right flank up. Bruno Fernandes, such a goal threat. A bit of a creative force. Mate, yes, he forces it at times too often, to try a little bit too much. But maybe coming off the bench, that isn't such a bad idea. I mean, Rashford, look, do I rate him? Not really. But at times he can be a bit of a danger and a threat with his pace and willingness to run and try and take people on. Like I said, I mean, no Anthony Martial. Would prefer him on the bench to Elanga. I don't think Elanga is really good enough to have a space in that first team over in Martial. I don't think he offers as much, especially if you've got a Lingard in there as well. I don't see a world in which Elanga comes on before a Lingard, before a Bruno, before even a Donny van der Beek, whereas I do see a world in which a Martial does. Especially if you're going to take off one of these two strikers, especially Edinson Cavani. So, it's a tough one, isn't it? Well, look, we got 10 minutes till kick off. And I'm nervy. I'm still nervy. Surely we've got to win. We can win. Surely we've got to win. I'm worried. I really am worried. Look, I think for so often we've spoken about Manchester United's problems in midfield, in that central midfield area, and I think today is a really good example of that. You look at the starting lineups. Our midfield 2 is Scott McTominay and Nemanja Matic. Wolves have João Moutinho and Ruben Neves. Wolves have a better pivot or midfield 2 than us. Them two are so good at controlling games and controlling the midfield. We aren't very good at that. Against Burnley, it was pretty 50-50 really, wasn't it? You could probably say we just about edged it 60-40. But Jack Cork and Westwood aren't as good or anywhere near as good as Moutinho and Neves. They will control the midfield in my opinion. And they control the midfield. I think they'll dominate the game. Because the midfield is where games are won and lost. I think that is our big problem. And in this January window, we have to be looking at bringing in a midfielder. Or two, or three. Because I think Matic at his best is fine. But he's not really anymore, is he? He's still a good player and a youthful player. I think he is probably still our best defensive midfielder. But he's not at the level he once was, is he? He's not at the level he was when he was winning Premier League titles with Chelsea. And I worry. I do believe someone like a Scott McTominay, a Donny van der Beek could play that role. How well is another question. Could he do a better role than Scott McTominay? Maybe. But I don't know. But look, this isn't a new problem, is it? It's a problem we've had for a while. And every transfer window, we go on about this. It needs to be addressed, but never is. And I am worried. I really am worried for us. That because you think again. I keep thinking back to what's his name? You think about second game of the season when we played them. They were the better team in that game. And they were what we were saved by Wan-Bissaka clearing off the line, by what? By De Gea making some worldy saves, and Wolves at the time just weren't in good goal scoring form. They just were struggling to hit the back of the net. Look, like I said earlier, Wolves aren't still amazing at consistently scoring. 0-0 in their last game. 1-0 against Brighton. 0-0 against no goals against City. No goals against Wolves. 0-0 to Burnley. 0-0 to Norwich. 1-0 to Wolves. 0-0. No goals against Palace. 2 against Everton. 1 against Leeds. 3 against Aston Villa. 2 against Newcastle. 1. And that we're getting back to September at this point. So they don't score loads of goals. But again, going through that list. Clean sheet against Chelsea. Clean sheet against Brighton. Only conceded 1 to City. Only conceded 1 to Liverpool. Clean sheet against Burnley. Clean sheet against Norwich. Clean sheet against West Ham. Conceded 2 against Palace. Only conceded 1 against Everton. 1 against Leeds. And again, we're going back to we're in October at that point. They don't concede loads, but they don't score loads. So they get the opening goal. They could win. They could easily win this game 1-0. We scored the opening goal. We could win this game 1-0. And that is what is going to make or break this game. Who scores the opening goal? I think the opening goal of this game, the team that scores that wins this game. And I hope it's Manchester United. I hope we get the opening goal. Wolves will push for it, and I think we might get a second late on. That's why I've gone for 2-0. But at the same time, if it finishes 1-0 to either side, I'm not going to be surprised. Because Manchester United are that team to lose these sort of games. Wolves aren't Wolves aren't a pushover. We beat Wolves last game of last season with a B team. They are much better under Bruno Lage, or Lag, or however you pronounce it, than they were under Nuno Espirito Santo at the end of his reign. It's a big game for Manchester United. We have to be at our best. We want to beat this Wolves team, and I do think we can. No worries, mate. How was the game, mate? Did you enjoy it? You're 2-0 United. Great minds think alike, mate. There you go. So, getting nervy. We got 5 minutes of kick-off, and I'm seeing Jamie Redknapp talking. Not what I want to see. Phil Jones be a look, let's be fair. Phil Jones could have a good game, and like I said earlier, whether it's Harry Maguire, who Phil Jones comes in for, hasn't been playing well recently. So how badly can Phil Jones really be compared to that? Maybe don't answer that because it could be horrific. I'm really scared. I'm really scared that we're gonna lose. Jimenez is a fucking great striker. Correction, 4. I don't believe you. You don't think we're gonna lose 4-1. You don't believe that yourself. Now, a Manchester United win today would actually take us into 5th place, right above West Ham. In fact, if we win our 2 games in hand, that would put us into the top 4. And not a million miles away from 2nd and 3rd. But the important thing is we have to win this game. And Wolves, like I keep saying it, Wolves aren't a pushover. You really needed to have beat Newcastle and then kind of give yourself the opportunity to maybe draw against the Wolves, Aston Villa or West Ham, who are the 3 next games in the Premier League, including today. Because, to be honest, we haven't seen a massive upturn in performance since, since Ralf Rangnick has come in. And you look at Aston Villa under Steven Gerrard, massive upturn in form and are playing fantastically. Wolves aren't no slouch. West Ham, the same. They're very good. All of them could get something against us. Not even something. Could beat us. Especially if we play like we did against Norwich or Newcastle. So, we have to be at our best. But the players start walking out. And look, if we drop points against Villa, drop points today, and drop points against West Ham, top 4 is out of the question for me. And then we're fighting for Europa League, and Cristiano Ronaldo playing Europa League next season would be a disgrace on every single level. We will win with Super Phil Jones, and Varane has his first babysitting job. To be fair, Varane's been babysitting Maguire all season. Right, so again, just go over the team again. All the teams. So for Manchester United, it is David De Gea in goal. It's a back 4 of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Raphael Varane, and Philip Jones alongside Luke Shaw. Phil Jones making his first appearance for like 2 years. It's a midfield double pivot of Scott McTominay and Nemanja Matic. Just in front of them, in them 3-10 roles, it is Jadon Sancho and Mason Greenwood, with Edinson Cavani and Cristiano Ronaldo leading the line for Manchester United. In what Sky Sports are calling a 4-4-2, but what we actually know is more of a 4-2-2, with Cavani will probably be just sit slightly behind Ronaldo like that. When it comes to Wolves, it's Jose Sarr in goal. It's a back three of Max Kilman, Conor Cody and Roman Saiz. It's then a midfield four, or the two wing backs, I suppose, alongside with the two midfielders in Nelson Semedo, João Moutinho, Ruben Neves and Marçal. Obviously, João Moutinho and Ruben Neves, very, very good midfielders, and could very easily grab hold and start controlling this football game. Trincao, Jimenez and Daniel Podence are the front three for Wolves. Come on, United! Fucking Jones. It is Phil bloody Jones, mate. It is Phil bloody Jones. Scott McTominay, only Man United outfield player to start last 10 Premier League games. He's certainly made himself a starter, Phil Jones, hasn't he? I mean, look, I think we all know my opinion on that, but he certainly has made himself a starter. After 3 fucking years, yeah, it's mental, innit? What's your prediction, Sports Edits, for the game? Right. So Jones is going to play on the right hand side. So, my God, Wan-Bissaka's got a job on his hands. And away we go. Is that not going to start? There we go. Right, so we'll swap Jones and Varane around. There we go. We'll swap them over. There we go. $37. There we go. So time is all synced up. As I say that, Phil Jones, bullet header clear. No, no. If you went 2-0, I'll change it to 1-0. Hello, normal guy. How are we, mate? Yeah, I'll get the predictions up. Give me a sec. So they're the predictions. So I went for 2-0 United. TG Gamer went 3-0 United. Nico went 5-2. And United Ivy, you've gone 1-0. There we go. This is a strong Man United. I mean that's scary, isn't it? That this team with Wolves, and I'm not trying to offend Wolves, but they were in the Championship, 2-3 years ago. They've got a better midfield double pivot than us. And João Moutinho strikes and McTominay blocks it. Matic try and get it clear, but they can't. Neves picks it up and goes in to Roman Saiz. Into Daniel Podence. Finds Marçal. Cross comes in. Right across the face of goal. And we'll go out for a Man United goal kick. It was a crazy prediction, wasn't it? But Nico's a crazy guy. He's a crazy guy. I don't know if that's great defending by Jones already. Not great, was it? Just looks like he lets the cross come in past him. You going 3-1 go? Alright. I assume to United. Go on, Shaw. Goes long, looking for Ronaldo. Ronaldo takes it down on his chest, but Wolves do deal with it. 2 subs away from 300. Yes, we are. If we can get that today, that would be mental. So please do share the stream to your friends, to your family, and so on and so forth, and help grow this community. And if you are enjoying the stream, please do hit the like button. That would be greatly appreciated. Here comes Wolves. Wolves passes that out of place, and no worries about Wolves actually. But look, Wolves are a good team, and like I said, they are so far. They probably have been the better team and are kind of dominating possession. I don't think it comes as much of a surprise to many people, considering they've got a better midfield too. Ronaldo dropping deep there. Like, look, I made such a point of it in the Burnley game that one of the 2 strikers has to do that. And on this occasion, it looks like it is Ronaldo. We've just fouled. Somebody's just fouled somebody. I think it was Trincao. And here's Jimenez doing well against Varane. But Wolves will send it now long. Crossfield ball looking for Marcel. Wan-Bissaka wins the header. Phil Jones has already slipped. And Podence just mugs him off. This isn't looking good. Phil Jones looks like he's already all over the place. Here is Semedo. Into Trincao. Trincao looks for the ball across. Good interception by Wan-Bissaka, who finds Greenwood. Greenwood can't get it out. United all over the place. Man United 2, Wolves 1, pleb. Alright, I'll get that written down. Once this goes out of play, hopefully, it does. There you go. I've got that down for you, mate. It's been quite the crazy game so far, hasn't it? But we need. I mean, if we can start to get a foothold in this game, that would be great. Jones goes across to Varane. Varane moves it in to Cristiano Ronaldo, who's in our own half. You have to drop deep, Cristiano, but not this deep. And what I worry is, and obviously, look, it's early on, but what I'm already starting to see a little bit is Matic kind of dropping in between the 2 centre backs at times. Is that kind of to baby fit Phil Jones? Because I don't want to see Ronaldo here. You want to see him here. You want to see Matic a bit higher up with the 2 centre backs higher, and whether it is Ronaldo who Cavani drops into this to the hole a little bit, I don't really mind, because I know the other one is very good in front of goal. But I don't want to see them back there. Wolves puts the cross in. Wan-Bissaka wins the header and clears it down the line. Well, it's rather more up than out. Matic now takes it down on his chest and goes long. Greenwood uses good strength to beat Marcel to the ball. And it's an incredible ball into Jadon Sancho. Ronaldo's to his left. He goes alone. Sancho has his block shot. Takes it back down. Looks for the ball to Cavani. Sancho will pick it back up though. Good play there by United and Jadon Sancho. But that ball from Greenwood out to Sancho was fantastic. And here is Sancho on the right. Drills a cross in. Well defended by Nelson Semedo. And Manchester United's first attack of the game, really. And we look dangerous there. Sancho wins the ball back. Wan-Bissaka gives it into Mason Greenwood. Go on, Greenwood. Cutting. Loses the ball to Moutinho. But they're fighting to win it back. And a free kick has been given on Moutinho. I'm not sure that was a foul. We'll see this again. It's a great ball from Greenwood out to Jadon Sancho. Ronaldo was there to his left. You thought he might just slot it in, but he cut inside and shoots. It was a great block by Conor Cody. And Sancho looked for Cavani on the right-hand side, but just couldn't make it. But lively start here for Manchester United. Jones goes back to De Gea. De Gea, just a bit of a sliced clearance. Marcel takes it down, goes for goal. De Gea will easily claim it. Well, catch it, I guess. Catch in practice, really, weren't it? But it's not a good start at all, really, for me so far. And it's, I mean, it's obvious to say, but this isn't Rangnick. I think we saw what Ralf Rangnick was all about in that opening half hour against Crystal Palace, and since we haven't seen that. And I fear that. I mean, I heard Goldbridge saying it, and he was saying it's almost as if we're just, well, Ralf is just saying we're not going to put our proper instructions out on like high press and all that because these players just aren't good enough. So instead, we're just going to do basic, keep it basic and simple, and just try and counter-attack. And if that's the case, I'm a little bit appalled, really. I hope it's not the case, but I can kind of see the logic in it. Here's Semedo. Moutinho. Neves. Roman Saiz looks for the ball through midfield, but it's well intercepted. Here's McTominay. McTominay has to drive today, and he finds Greenwood here, cuts back out, and just drops it in to McTominay again. Goes into Wan-Bissaka, goes across to Jones, into Ronaldo. Ronaldo into Varane. Now Varane gets out to Shaw, and can now Luke Shaw drive forward? Then Sancho looks to return to Shaw, can't pick it up, and here comes Wolves on the counter attack. Here is Nelson Semedo, looks for the ball across. Phil Jones gets a good foot onto it to clear it. And can Sancho now pick it back up? He does and wins a free kick. I still don't understand why Van der Beek isn't playing. I don't. And I do fear that he's going to leave. I think he might leave. It's just who's going to come in for him. You have to remember, next winter, well, in December this year, there's the World Cup. The World Cup. Van der Beek wants to be playing for Netherlands in said World Cup. He isn't playing for Netherlands at the moment because he's not playing for United. He's not going to sit there all for the rest of this season on the bench and decide I'm going to stay. He has to be reassured a bit of first team football, or he's going to leave. And I mean, I don't see where Van der Beek fits in this team under Ralf. And the issue is, can Van der Beek really rely on the uncertainty of the next manager? Here's Daniel Podence. Good save, De Gea. We don't know the next manager. It could be, obviously, a lot of us want an Erik ten Hag, but there's no reassurance. There's no nothing that we are going to get a Ten Hag. There's no reason to suggest we are. There's no reason to suggest we're not going to get him. So does Van der Beek take that risk of saying, I'm going to stick here and hope we get Ten Hag? Or would he go, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to stay here. I've been here for 2 years. De Gea with a great save. Pushing over a dipping shot from Neves. Do you just say, I'm done here. I'm off to play first team football maybe back at Ajax. Get into the Dutch squad for the World Cup. And then after that, maybe get a January move or another move in the following summer. Trincao puts the ball in. Van der Beek. Varane clears. Marcel slices a shot over and wide of the goal. Let's see this shot from Ruben Neves again. So Varane headed it clear. Neves took it down on the volley. That's dipping top corner. It's a great save by De Gea. Needs to save it as well. And look, that's what Ruben Neves is about, isn't he? He has that in his locker, and that's one of the reasons why he is so good and why a lot of teams want his signature. He has the most shots from outside the box since his Premier League debut. Here comes Wan-Bissaka, gives it into Cavani, goes back into McTominay, into Ronaldo, who's dropping in, goes into Phil Jones. Phil Jones into Greenwood, looks for Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka is offside though. I mean, Ruben Neves still has another 2 years on his contract. So he ain't leaving anytime soon, is he? Not Roman Saiss. Well, it was Saiss. Gave it back to Jose Sa, who goes long. Shaw wins the header. Matic, poor back heel, just to absolutely nobody. Expect Sancho, I assume, to be there. But here's Podence. Matic can't pick it up. Neves with a lovely ball into Nelson Semedo. Semedo puts a great ball across, but just nobody's there. And here is Marçal. Into Moutinho. Kilman. Can we win the ball? Matic into Shaw. Sancho. Matic. Good play here by United. Now can we go? Who's the forward pass? It looked for Ronaldo, but Kilman did well. And here comes Semedo again. It's been a long opening 15 minutes to me. I'm not enjoying it. Ruben Neves does great here. Into Podence. Trincao. Lovely ball through. And Wan-Bissaka does well to clear it out for a corner. Daniel Podence and Wolves causing danger. And I remember second game of the season, Trincao was fantastic for Wolves. And I was relieved when he got subbed off in that game. And I'm going to be relieved if he gets subbed off so far today because he's playing well. João Moutinho will put the ball into the box. Cavani can't win it. Wan-Bissaka gets the block in and Phil Jones plays an awful ball out. It's a simple ball out. He just passes out for a throw in. That's what... Look, as bad as Maguire has been, Maguire makes that pass. And I think that's something Maguire is still good at. While he's not at his very best at the moment, his passing is still very good. Can United get hold of it? No, here's Podence. Surging forward. Here is Podence still. 1v1 with Shaw. Nelson Semedo's coming from backup, and he does get it now. Neves, edge of the box. Who looks to line up a shot, and it's over the bar. It's a poor shot from Ruben Neves. But like I said, Neves is capable of hitting the target from that sort of distance. So we have to be a bit more careful. We can't let him shoot so easily. De Gea goes easy into Phil Jones. Varane. He's just going to go long, isn't he? No, he goes into looking for Cavani, but Neves wins it. Wolves are winning every first ball and pretty much most second balls as well. Simply not good enough this start from Manchester United. But here comes Jadon Sancho. But only Ronaldo up with him. Is a poor touch from him. Kilman takes it. Marçal. Here comes Podence into Nelson Semedo. 1v1 with Shaw. Cuts outside, shoots straight at David De Gea, who does deal with it. Not a good start as it is. They're absolutely all over us. But here comes Wan-Bissaka. Drops it into Cavani. McTominay now. Can he get this ball out wide to Jadon Sancho? No. We go to Phil Jones. Phil bloody Jones. Matic. To Ronaldo. Into McTominay. Lovely ball out to Wan-Bissaka. Puts the ball in. Ronaldo just about can't win the header, but it falls to Sancho. Takes on Semedo. Shoots. Blocked. Sancho puts it back across. It's a good ball in from Wan-Bissaka. And this is what I keep saying about Wan-Bissaka. People say he can't cross and can't attack. I think he can. It's a good ball in. He was there. Beat Marcel. Put a good cross into the box. Ronaldo just mistimes the jump. But it found Sancho. I think he should probably try and put the cross in, but couldn't. Well, didn't. Matic into Varane. And what I like about Wan-Bissaka as well, look, you can already see he's back there in the back line, ready to defend. And ready so we don't get caught in the counter-attack. Matic there, good dribbling. Sure, looks for Ronaldo. Kilman, who's had a very good start to this game, is there to win the tackle. Here is Marcel. Size into Connor Cody. It's not a good start, has it been, for United? 20 minutes in, Wolves by far the better team. Roman Size goes to Connor Cody. Jose Sa will go long. Matic wins the header, but it's out for a throw into Wolves. And if we let's look at the stats of this game so far. I think it tells a bit of a tale. 2 shots to 8. 0 on target to 3. 58% possession to 42. Embarrassing. At Old Trafford. And look, I'm not afraid to say it. Ralph Rangnick has to do better. Look, we slammed, in a way, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for performances like this. So we have to do the same to Ralph. It's not been good enough. But here comes Wan-Bissaka driving forward. Gives it to Greenwood. It goes back to Jones. Here is Shaw. He can drive forward now. And he almost passes it back to Jose Sa. Are you taking the piss, Luke? You go back to Sa, goes back into Sice. And Wolves will look to try and play it out from the back end. Max Kilman goes into Connor Cody, who will just clear it down the pitch. McTominay, no, Matic can't win wins the first header, but not really well. McTominay picks up the second ball. Cavani with a sloppy flick for Sancho, and is out for a throw into United after Wolves made the tackle. It's a long, long game, this. Varane to Jones. Goes out to Wan-Bissaka. And driving forward here is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Goes into Mason Greenwood, who's out wide. Greenwood puts the ball into the box. Not great. Shaw, with the interception though, finds McTominay. Nice 1-2 off Marçal, who looks for Wan-Bissaka again. Poor ball again from McTominay. And Wolves, they make it look so easy to just play it through us. And Neves with a great long ball out to Nelson Semedo. And here comes Wolves into Jimenez to Semedo. Neves. Marçal. Neves. Out to Trincao. Neves puts the ball into the box. Well defended. Roman size. Jimenez looks to flick it through to Daniel Podence. Podence is in the box. Cuts back inside. Goes for goal. De Gea saves. It's a good save. De Gea probably sees it late, but gets down well, makes a save. But like I said, Wolves are absolutely so dominant. I think Varane was just about keeping Podence onside. Jones and Wan-Bissaka kind of stood him up fairly well, and Podence shot through the gap, but it was a fairly relatively easy save for the Spaniard. Is this the play style really an improvement on the one Oli played? No. And look, I said that not about 5 minutes ago. If this was Oli, he would get criticised. So I criticised him. This isn't good enough. The only silver lining in the fact that we're playing like this is Oli was playing like this and he was there for he had been there for 3 years. There was no improvement. Whereas, I mean, look, I expect more from Ralph, given the time that he has been, and he's been here for a little more over than a month. I would expect to start seeing a little bit more of what Ralph is trying to do. But this isn't good enough, no. And Ralph deserves criticism, and rightly so. I'm going to do that. Here is Cristiano Ronaldo. Shoots. Jose Sarr, easy save. Bit of a wasteful shot from Cristiano Ronaldo, that. But it's a shot. And that's what we have to take from that. But look, Wolves, they've only scored 5 goals in first half. They have a 5.5 shot conversion rate when it comes to in the first half. So, not great. Just got back from the Reading Derby game. Honestly, what a manager Wayne Rooney is would be an improvement. No. You can't have Wayne Rooney. Wolves fire over there. Jimenez. Look, Rooney's doing a pretty good job at Derby, but you have to remember, Wolves and Man United are very big different clubs. At Derby, you can get away with playing defensive, pragmatic football, whereas at Man United, you have to try and play free flowing attacking football. Very, very different. Rooney hasn't done nearly enough to deserve a chance at Manchester United. He hasn't even managed in the Premier League yet. I didn't think it was the right decision for Lampard to be appointed Chelsea manager. It's definitely not the right decision to appoint Lampard as Man United. Not Lampard, Rooney as Man United. Greenwood into Wan-Bissaka, puts the cross in. I think Jose Sarr might have got a touch on it. They play really good football. No chance. I mean, I can't say I've watched loads and loads of Derby, but from what I've watched, it's nowhere near Potter for me. But like I said, I haven't watched loads and loads, so Ronaldo just missing the header again. Neves is down. Ronaldo's having a chat to him. Moutinho's now gone over. I tell you what I've always thought about Wolves, and an advantage Wolves have over most other teams in the Premier League. And obviously, it's well said that the whole what's his called team, whole Wolves team are just Portuguese. Jose Sá Portuguese, 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 Mexican. I believe. Do they speak Portuguese in Mexico? Marcel is Brazilian. In Brazil, do they speak Portuguese? Yeah, so in Brazil they speak Portuguese. No, but Jimenez speaks Portuguese because he used to play for Benfica. The amount of players in Roman size, I don't know what his career path really has been, but a lot of these players speak Portuguese. So what they're playing in England. You think about, like, say, a Burnley. Here comes Greenwood. Poor ball out to Wan-Bissaka. They don't. I would say with a fair amount of confidence that 99% of their players don't know a word of Portuguese. Whereas Wolves, pretty much their whole team, centre backs aside, can speak fluent Portuguese. So of course that's an advantage because they know English, obviously, but if you're playing a team that doesn't know a word of Portuguese, you just speak in Portuguese, wouldn't you? Because a lot of them, it's their native language, so they'll be more suited to speaking it. And for example, again, I'm using Burnley as an example. Won't know what they're saying. Whereas, if let's say for Burnley, if James Tarkowski's shouting something, Jimenez is gonna know what he's saying because they got to know English because they're playing in England. And I've always just thought that's a big advantage to the whole sign loads of Portuguese players that Wolves have going on. But I mean, the same would apply if like Barcelona just signed loads of English players and they all just spoke English. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Max Kilman, Conor Cody, and Roman Sai, who are the three centre backs, have all started to learn Portuguese. Right. Uh, do you think Greenwood has really improved from when he burst on the scene? Not really. I think, I was saying this about when I was talking about Rashford and Martial. I think I don't think since Louis van Gaal we've had any real players that have improved since joining Man United. I think Martial and Rashford have improved since LVG, but that's because they were young when LVG signed them, and naturally, obviously, as you grow as a player, the more football you play, the better you're going to become. So naturally, you will just become better. But I don't think coaching wise, they've become better, and same with Greenwood. I don't, and obviously Mourinho was famously someone who doesn't really work with youngsters. I don't think he really made them better. I don't think Ollie did, and I think that's one of the reasons why I don't think Rashford and I don't think Martial have hit their very top potential, because I don't think they've had proper coaches. And I think Greenwood is very similar. I don't think they've massively improved since breaking through to the first team, because they haven't had proper coaches. And I was really hoping Ralph Rangnick comes in and would kind of take Martial under his wing, like he has clearly done with, well, at least trying to do with Rashford and Greenwood, and make that improvement in them. And I was hoping Martial would stay for the next manager, who would be a proper coach. What the fuck has Ronaldo done here? He just headed it forward, and Martial puts it in. Jimenez fires wide. De Gea is fuming. And rightly so, Ronaldo just put us in a hole. Late prediction, but you're saying 1-0. All right, George, I'll give you that. That's not a bad prediction. If Jimenez had scored the header, it wouldn't have counted. It was miles off. My best starting 11. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be too far from what we're seeing today. It'd be De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka. I don't know what centre back. One centre back out of Lindelof and Bailly and Maguire and Varane, Luke Shaw, Matic, probably Pogba, Matic and Pogba. Then it's Sancho. Probably if you can get Bruno to like stop all this hero ball nonsense and play properly, Bruno and Sancho. If you can't, then probably you put Pogba on the left or one of these forward positions, and you play Bruno on the bench, maybe. And then you probably drop Fred or McTominay into there, or Donny van der Beek, maybe. And then up top would be Ronaldo and Cavani, or Ronaldo and Martial. Rashford doesn't get in the starting 11 for me. Wouldn't even be with my first 3 subs. For me, if you put Martial on the bench today for Elanga, Martial, Bruno and Van der Beek come on first. Greenwood comes on before Rashford. Martial comes on before Rashford. Maybe even Lingard. I don't rate Rashford at all. Look, I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinions. I think Wan-Bissaka is a better player than Diogo Dalot. Look, I mean, Wan-Bissaka's put 2 or 3 decent crosses in today. If that's Diogo Dalot, I think everyone's going mental for it. Yes, Ronaldo didn't connect, but the amount of crosses Dalot's put in and no one connects to, and people still go mental over it. I think Wan-Bissaka's played very well today. I think he is better than Dalot. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I'm not scared of having an unpopular opinion. That is my opinion. But we need to get hold of this game a little bit more. 52% possession 11 shots, 4 on target for Wolves compared to 3 to 1 for us. Not good enough from us, really. We have to step it up. It's throwing for Wolves, is it? No, it's not. Throwing for United. Well, just pretty much in line with the edge of our box. Wan-Bissaka takes it. Cavani chests it back to Wan-Bissaka. It wasn't a good chest. I'm going to be honest, I don't think Cavani's playing well. I think he's trying a lot of these flicks and they're just not working. And I'll tell you what, I don't know why Ralph Rangnick isn't putting him in the squad. I get that he wants to leave and he's made it clear he wants to leave. But I don't understand why Ralph Rangnick isn't putting Martial in the team, or at least on the bench. Because Martial comes in for Cavani and I think we play better. Because Cavani's not at his best. These flicks he's trying to do just aren't working. Martial's the only player that can play that number 9 role where you drop deeper at times into this sort of space. Rashford can't. Bruno Greenwood can't. Maybe look, whether Bruno Fernandes could play that role, I think he probably could. But I don't think he's going to do it. So I don't know why you don't have Martial on the bench, even though he wants to leave. Because if you give him first team football, I think he stays. Sancho. Wan-Bissaka's made the overlap, but we go back into McTominay. Luke Shaw's there. No point playing a player that wants to go. But my point is, he wants to leave because he wants first team football. He's more than good enough to be playing first team football at Man United, and if we just let him go on loan, why not play him and just keep him out on a wage instead have Elanga on the bench, who, let's be real here, Elanga isn't going to come on over a Rashford or a Lingard or a Bruno, is he? In this team, I don't see it. So, what's the point of having Elanga then when you can have a Martial who out of those who aren't playing today is the only one that can play for me alongside a Ronaldo. For me, if you're playing that two up top, it has to be either Cavani or Martial alongside either a Ronaldo, a Rashford or a Greenwood. Mate, like I said, maybe you could add Bruno to the list alongside Martial and Cavani. Although we've never actually seen him do it. But I feel like he probably could do it. So, yeah, I would have him there. Plus, you have players like Cavani who wants to leave. Yes, Ralph has said he's not going to let him leave. But Cavani wants to leave. He starts. Lingard hasn't signed a new contract and will probably leave at the end of the season for free. He's on the bench. Jones goes back to De Gea, who goes across to Luke Shaw. It's a nice ball out to Luke Shaw, who can now surge forward with the ball. Shaw with a lovely ball into Cavani. Greenwood's there. Cavani goes for goal. So wasteful from Edinson Cavani. Has to lay that off to Mason Greenwood for me. Has to lay that off. It's great play by Luke Shaw though. Sees Cavani in so much space. It's a lovely ball. Greenwood has to be laid in there by Cavani. That's so poor. Ronaldo's made the run here. Cavani's there with the ball. Greenwood's made this run. All Cavani has to do is slot him in, and first time Greenwood can go for goal. In a similar position that he scored, well, an easier position I should actually say, in which he scored in the first game between these two teams earlier on in the season. Oh, I mean, Lukaku's fucked it. But I mean, at the same time, and this is in a defence of Lukaku really, is what Lukaku's done any real different to what Harry Kane did in the summer? Is it? I think look, Lukaku's fucked it, and I think Kane fucked it. But I think Kane gets away with it because Spurs do love him so much. And he's seen as one of their own, where Lukaku isn't. Lukaku's left before and could lose, and they don't really care if they lose him again. And he leaves again. I mean, yeah. I just don't understand why he's done it. I don't understand why he's done it. He's just joined Chelsea. He's made it such a big point of coming back home. Just to go say, oh, I preferred it being at Milan. It's bizarre to me. Really is. Yeah, I agree. Well, both. Well, what Kane did was massively disrespectful, as well. What? Because not only, well, I mean, because Kane was putting a price tag on himself. He was saying, "Oh, I think I'm worth 100 million. If someone bids 100 million, I think Spurs should sell me." Or saying stuff like that. It's like, at least look, Lukaku said, "Oh, at one point I want to return to Inter Milan," but at least he's not going, Inter Milan, Man City, come pay 100 million for me, and I'll leave. I mean, I don't think any player can come out in public saying, "I want to leave." I mean, that's disrespectful. I think, well, what I should say is, them personally, it was good defending there actually by Phil Jones. I get agents come out and say, "Oh, my player wants to leave." I get that, but I don't think a player can come out themselves and do an interview with Sky, which Harry Kane and Lukaku both did, and go, "I want to leave." And the fact Harry Kane and Lukaku both did that is massively disrespectful to both Spurs and Chelsea. I can get why Kane did it more. He wants to leave. He wants to win trophies. But it's disrespectful. You can't say that. If you want to leave a club, there is ways to go about it. You look at how Martial looks to leave. It was done through his agent. Like for me, it should be done through your agent and discussed internally. You don't go out in public saying, "Oh, I want to leave." And I think the British media, the backlash to what Lukaku's done compared to Kane has been classic British media. The only reason why Harry Kane got away with it as much is because he's England's golden boy, and that Harry Kane did it with the English media. He did it through Gary Neville and, is it The Overlap? Whereas Lukaku did it with Sky Italia. That was the only difference. Only difference is one did it through, what's it called? Yeah, you can't. I don't blame Kane for wanting to leave Spurs. I mean, I don't particularly blame Lukaku much for wanting to leave Chelsea again. I mean, it's stupid to have rejoined, but by the sounds of it, Thomas Tuchel lied to him. Thomas Tuchel promised him one way of playing and one system, and he hasn't. That's not how we're playing. So that's the same. I don't blame Van der Beek for wanting to leave. What's his name? Man United. I don't blame Lukaku for wanting to leave Chelsea. Although at the same time, to want to leave so soon, it's not great, is it? And again, to speaking out in the way he has isn't right. I don't. But I mean, I don't think the amount of money was spent on Lukaku really matters too much. Because really, at the end of the day, if Lukaku leaves Chelsea are going to make majority of that money back, aren't they? They're not. They're not going to have signed Lukaku for 100 million and then accept 60, are they? Realistically, I don't think. But look, it's half time. Manchester United 0, Wolves 0. Has it been that sort of a game? No, Wolves have been much the better team. You look at the stats. 15 shots to 4. 4 on target to 1. 54% possession to Wolves. Pass accuracy better for Wolves. Corners 6 to none. My God, it's not been good enough, and I don't think this 4-2-2 is working. I don't. I think you've got to go into this 4-2-3-1 or into the 4-3-3. You've got to try and get hold of this game in this midfield by putting another body in there, because simply João Moutinho and Ruben Neves are controlling this game. They're controlling this midfield, controlling the game, and that's why they are the better team, and they are going to win this game if things continue the way they are. The only thing I can say as a benefit for Manchester United is we've been here before under Ollie, where we've played poorly. Second half we've come out a better and somehow managed to get it over the line and somehow snatch a win. And I think we could do the same. Even Lukaku even praised Lautaro Martinez, and he even said, "I'd die for him on the pitch," according to some very popular, well-known journalist. I forgot his name. Oh yeah, no, I've seen. Look, like I said, what Lukaku said is massively disrespectful. Saying stuff like, "At one day I will return to Inter Milan," I think it's disrespectful. When you put so much belief in a player like Spurs has for Kane, like Chelsea have for Lukaku, do you expect that this player not to be already thinking of a move away, especially after 6 months? And by saying stuff like, "One day me and Lautaro will combine again," and Lukaku saying, "We will, but not when I'm old, when he's still in his prime," is disrespectful. Lukaku is 28. He's 28, Romelu Lukaku. A, you expect better from a mature player, and B, surely he ain't got much left of his prime. So for him to be recombining with Lautaro Martinez, either Martinez is coming to Chelsea sometime soon, which A, I don't think is going to happen, and B, Lukaku said probably weren't going to be at Chelsea, and B, that means Lukaku in the next year or so wants to leave Chelsea again. It's not good enough. Not good enough from Lukaku. He even said Chelsea. Did he? I haven't heard that at all. I don't know. I haven't seen that. But if he did, that's... Look. It's not great, is it? It's not great. According to expected goals, ours is 0.16. Wolves is 0.67. Wolves have been the better team. And look, I said this at the start of the game. I fear that Wolves are going to overrun us today, and they certainly have. But look, I'm going to be 5 seconds, well, a few minutes. I'm just going to quickly go refill my, we'll get a drink and get a little snack because I am hungry. All right, I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. So, where do we go? Where do we go in this second half? Who do we make changes? It's finishing 0-0. I mean, by the looks of it, no changes. I just. Surely you've got to start. You've got to make changes at half time. I don't know how you can look at that first time and think, yeah, we'll stick with that. But to be honest, Nico, to be fair, Nico, I'm not surprised you lost to Brighton. Brighton are pretty good. I'm like nervous for the second half. Wolves will probably beat us. If we play anywhere like near like we did in that first half, we lose this game. Changes needed to come at halftime. We haven't made them. Ooh, we're gonna lose this game, aren't we? We're gonna lose this game. And going Cristiano Ronaldo gets us underway. Pardon me, sorry. Right, timers all synced up. Cavani. Sancho. Does really well there, Jadon Sancho. But poor pass. Ugh. Here comes Jadon Sancho. Go on, Sancho. Pulls it across to Ronaldo. Good defending. I'm like dying here. Greenwood puts the ball into the box, looking for Ronaldo. Jose Sarr claims well in the penalty spot. Trincao to Neves. And here comes Wolves. Neves looks for the ball down the line. Jadon Sancho, good interception. I expect more of the same really from United. Wolves to probably be in charge of the game. United looking to play in moments. Greenwood. Varane. Shaw. McTominay. To Wan-Bissaka. Lovely ball into Cavani. What is that by Cavani? It's a great ball from Wan-Bissaka to find Cavani. And then does that. Sure, good interception. Just goes into Phil Jones. Into Varane. Back to Jones. Jonesy. Sure. Sancho. Up against Nelson Semedo. Poor. Matic. Poor from Matic. And here's Daniel Podence. Podence surging at the back line. Oh my God. McTominay goes into the book. Just absolutely slams Daniel Podence. Next game is Leicester. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say you'll beat Leicester, but I don't think you will. I think Rafa's going to go soon, isn't he? He's got to go soon. João Moutinho will take this free kick for Wolves. Moutinho puts it in. Ronaldo head clear. Ruben Neves, edge of the box, finds Trincao, who does well originally, but it's a poor pass out looking for Marcel. Long game, long game. Cavani finds Wan-Bissaka. Greenwood loses the ball. And here comes Wolves maybe now. Ronaldo, good interception. And Matic goes into Shaw first time. Shaw will bring it out now. Finds Ronaldo into Matic. Ronaldo goes back into Varane. Varane to Jones, who takes it like a prime Virgil van Dijk. Goes back into Varane. Shaw into Cavani. It's a crap pass again by Cavani. He's got to come off, Cavani. He's been dreadful today. Here's Greenwood. Goes for goal from range. It's so wasteful from Greenwood. Jones. Lovely ball out to Sancho. To Cavani. Goes back to Matic. Goes long. Sancho's chasing it. Wolves deal with it. Jimenez. Good tackle by Shaw. And is that for a throw in? Is it a free throw into United? Sancho. Cavani. Again, it's not a great pass from Cavani. Loses the ball there, Cavani. Cavani's, well, he gets a free kick. I think he's lucky to get it. João Moutinho can't believe it. Neither can I, really. Very lucky. Jose Sarr out really well there to beat Greenwood getting to it. We didn't see much of it, but... Matic. Sancho. Back to Matic. Varane. Shaw. Looks for the ball over the top. Trincao wins it. Neves finds Daniel Podence. Podence looks to play it down the line. Luke Shaw is there. Well, De Gea is there and just cleared it down the line. It's poor from De Gea. Poor kick out from David De Gea there. So weird. Why? I don't know why you didn't just leave it for Luke Shaw to pick up. So McTominay will be out for the what's it called game, the Aston Villa game like in the FA Cup. The darts will be a better watch than this. The darts have been pretty good recently. I can't say I've been massively watching it. Like I've had it on and like at times I've watched it, but darts have been pretty decent. Not the greatest of passes there from Sancho either, but Shaw clears it. Great touch by Mason Greenwood, who now can surge forward. Ronaldo's to his left, to his right, sorry. It's an awful pass. Awful pass from Greenwood. Ronaldo tells Wan-Bissaka to leave it, and here is Wan-Bissaka, who gets forward well. Cross is blocked, and it's out for a corner. No, it was a crap cross, sorry. Great play there by Wan-Bissaka. Beats his man. The cross is awful. That is dreadful from Wan-Bissaka. That's the ammunition Dalot fans wanted. I think he kicks the ball with his left before he hits it with his right. Max Kilman with a surging run forward. And Sancho picks it up. Good defending from Jadon Sancho. And he finds Greenwood. Matic. Finds Greenwood. Go on, Mason. On the counter-attack, we look a lot better in this second half. But we're not controlling the game at all. And the issue is, you have to allow McTominay to get to the edge of the box. I think you have to not massively control the game, but at least be 50-50. And we're not. We're clear second best. So it doesn't allow McTominay to get to the edge of the box and do what McTominay does best. And make them surging runs towards the box and hit it from distance. So it makes McTominay worse in a sense because he's not doing what McTominay is best at. Varane into Shaw. Poor from Varane. And Luke Shaw just fouls Trincao, but they play the advantage. Phil Jones. Oh, he's no. Oh, it was Matic. Matic, good tackle. But he's pulled back for the free kick. And Luke Shaw, I think, goes into the book there. And here comes Bruno. Bruno Fernandes is going to come on. Who for, though? I think you've got to take Cavani off, to be honest. I think Cavani has to come off. Whether you put Greenwood up top, or you play Bruno at number 10, or you put Bruno as part of the front two, I don't really care. But I think you've got to take Cavani off. I don't think he's played well at all. I think Greenwood as well has to play a bit wider. The last few times Greenwood's picking the ball up in the centre of the pitch or on the left hand side, meaning Wan-Bissaka is left exposed. Greenwood's down now. Sancho take on Trincao, just knocks it into Cavani, into Shaw. Greenwood's going to get up. Luke Shaw looks for the ball over the top. Connor Cody, I don't know if he missed the header or let it run back into Jose Sarr. How old is Phil Jones? He's 29. He's pretty much the same age as Lukaku. There's a good chance there from Wolves. Trincao, lovely. Dummy, and Semedo went for goal and Shaw blocked it. I thought it was 33. I thought it was older than that. Header from Podence. De Gea easily claims. Oh, come on. De Gea rolls it out to Luke Shaw. Look at De Gea looks frustrated about how poorly we've played. Matic finds Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, no, he doesn't really. Wan-Bissaka's galloping forward and keeps it on and wins a throw-in from Man United. Brilliant there from Wan-Bissaka. Fantastic. Keeps it on and wins the throw-in from what looked like a dead ball. We're not going to make the change yet? When's Bruno going to come on? Looks like it's going to be now. 11's coming off. So Greenwood's off. So it's Greenwood off, Bruno on. So well, where will Bruno play? Will Bruno play off the left or off the right? I mean, I'm not a fan of that change. Like I said, I think Bruno's gone out to the right as it stands. I think I would have kept. I think Cavani was the man to take off. Apparently, the fans apparently booing that sub. I'm not surprised. I think that's the wrong choice to take off. Greenwood. I think Cavani is the man to take off. Here is Bruno. Wan-Bissaka. Into Cavani. Not a great ball back out to Bruno, but he does get there. Matic. Into Wan-Bissaka. Back to Bruno. Wan-Bissaka. Cross comes in. Jose Sarr claims it. Phil Jones signed in... I think it was the 11-12 season. And that, I think it was in January. So 2012. He signed from Blackburn, didn't he? Good play here by Wolves, but ball slightly overhit by Marçal. I think a foul might have been given on Jimenez. No. Matic. McTominay. Here is Bruno Fernandes. Puts the ball into the box looking for Cavani, but Jose Sarr easily claims. Neves. Into Moutinho. Gets it out wide to Marçal. Roman Saiz. Nice ball into Jimenez. And Wolves just knocking it around here. Trying to regain a bit of the control they had in that first half. Which I think in the second half it become a little bit more 50-50. Yeah. He was very young when he signed. He was seen as like the next big thing for United. Poor pass. Bruno intercepts, but Max Kilman steals the ball off of Ronaldo. And Wolves go over the top. Varane will just see it back to De Gea, who clears it long. Conor Coady wins the header. McTominay will just easily take it down on his chest. And here is McTominay being allowed to get further forward, which is better. Bruno into Wan-Bissaka. Puts the cross low into the box. And it's well cleared by Conor Coady. What I will say, I see us nicking it. I do. I feel we'll nick it. I don't think Wolves have been as good as they were in the first half in the second. I think we're looking a little bit more lively. I think I just don't see Wolves scoring really, to be honest. I don't see Wolves scoring. I can't believe Greenwood was taken off. Most touches in the opposition box and most dribbles attempted for Man United. Donny van der Beek looks like he's going to go get warmed up. I think you might as well just sit there, Donny. I don't think you're going to come on. Here is Max Kilman for Wolves. He'll bring it forward. He goes into Nelson Semedo. Moutinho, Trincao, Marçal. Podence puts the ball into the box. Headed over by Raul Jimenez. Oh, Luke Shaw might have actually defended it. He's dropping very deep. And yeah, Luke Shaw does get a head onto it to see it over the bar. I mean, I don't think originally he weren't good defending from Shaw, but he recovers and makes the block, which is good. John Moutinho will take the corner. United haven't had a single corner today. I'm not surprised. To be fair, it's not that big of a deal for us because we don't score set pieces anyway. Headed clear. Neves into Podence. Cuts inside, puts the ball into the box. And by looks at Wan-Bissaka headed it out for a corner, but the referee's given a goal kick. I thought that came off Wan-Bissaka's shoulder. Adama Traore is coming on for Trincao. I'm happy Trincao's off. But Adama Traore can cause trouble. But I think Luke Shaw's usually does quite well against Adama Traore. So I'm not massively worried, but I am a little bit. I mean, Luke Shaw's on a booking as well. Thinking about it. So might be a bit of an issue, actually. Right. David De Gea with a goal kick will go long. Can we win the first ball? No, Ronaldo can't. Luke Shaw wins the second ball, but Semedo wins the third ball. And it's out for a throw-in. Much better. Well, not much better. Much more needed. Much better performance needed from United. If we are going to be sat dominating football games and really look like the team we hoped we'd be this season, and the team we'd hoped Ralf Rangnick would make us this season. Sancho wins us a throw-in. Sancho into Matic. Looks to drill it across. Surely Bruno hits the bar. How has Bruno Fernandes not scored? How has he not scored? Wan-Bissaka looks to get the cross in. Well defended. Phil Jones. Surely that's a free kick. Brilliant play there from Phil Jones. How has he not scored there, Bruno Fernandes? Hasn't scored in a while and should have scored there. Matic did really well. Ball comes across and he hits the Demba. He should score. Has to score. Has to score there, Bruno Fernandes. Huge chance. And we've got a free kick here. Ball comes in. Ronaldo! Cristiano Ronaldo scores! But it's offside. Offside. VAR will check it. He's fucking miles off. Absolutely miles off. What's he doing? He's miles off. Here comes Ronaldo. Ronaldo fires wide. My God, this game is Bruno Fernandes' arrival in this game has really livened it up, which is much better. Jose Sa will go long. You know, looking like they could get something from this game. McTominay into Bruno. Brilliant play there by Bruno Fernandes. Will play the advantage. Bruno will go into Jones, Matic, Bruno. And look, this is more like it from Bruno for me. Less of the hero ball stuff and just keeping it simple. McTominay, Ronaldo, back to Scott McTominay, who drives forward. Here's McTominay, well blocked, and he's out for a corner for United. And that's better from McTominay. I said at this in the first half, we've got to get McTominay driving forward. And he did. And Conor Cody or Kilman, one of the two, just about gets the block in. Conor Cody stays down. I think it's probably just cramp. Better though from United. Corners. This is our first corner of the game. And look, Bruno Fernandes is on the pitch to take it. Come on, Bruno. Ball comes in. Headed clear. Sancho. Luke Shaw looks for the ball. Returning to Bruno. Jose Sa's out really well. And he'll go quickly. Looking for Daniel Podence. Phil Jones so calmly just heads it out. McTominay. Into Jadon Sancho. Looks to move it into Bruno but can't. And with 19 minutes to go in this second half, the score remains 0-0. And here comes Nelson Semedo for Wolves on this right hand side. Into Adama Traore. Varane's there with Adama. And Adama Traore just knocks out for a goal kick. Varane puts his thumb up like, yes, cheers Adama. And Ralf Rangnick, you got to be asking more. You've got to be asking more questions, Ralf, of this Wolves team. Got to be asking them more questions. De Gea will go long. Ronaldo can't win it, but neither can Cavani. Neves flicks it down the line. Matic wins it. McTominay. Wan-Bissaka went long, but it's out for a throw-in. Come on! Come on! Wan-Bissaka will go into Phil Jones, who actually has played well today. Sure. Sancho. Cavani. Into Sancho. Matic. Into McTominay. Can you get the ball out to Wan-Bissaka now, Scott? He can. Here is Wan-Bissaka. Moves it back into... Was that Phil Jones? Phil Jones, it is! Phil. Bruno. Bruno crossfield ball. For Jadon Sancho. And Jadon Sancho can now run at Nelson Semedo. Looks for Cavani. Semedo can just about get a touch to it. And here comes Adama Traore. Running at this Manchester United defence. He's so quick. He's so hard to stop. And Matic does stop him by taking his back leg. That's so silly from Nemanja Matic. A free kick, edge of the box. Goes into the book. That's a great free kick opportunity here for Wolves with Moutinho and Neves both on the pitch. It's a great opportunity this for Wolves. Varane's there. There's just no need for him to do it. And Wolves, like I said, Moutinho and Neves, both good from a dead ball. Who's 27? Roman Saiss is standing over it as well. It looks like Moutinho will be the one to take it. Looks like it will be Moutinho. No, it's Roman Saiss. Hits the bar. My God. It's a good free kick by Roman Saiss. Gets it up and down. Just not down enough. And hits the top of the bar. Rashford's on, Sancho's off. My God. I mean, it might work. It might work. But do I think it will work? Not really. Bruno puts the ball into the box. We've got to stop. I mean, Bruno Fernandes saw the run of Rashford. I think you've got to stop just trying to throw these balls into the box like that, because Jose Sars is coming out and collecting them every time. Matic. Rashford looks at the ball over the top. Nothing. Podence. Semedo. Podence. Moutinho. Poor pass back to Max Kilman. United can get a little bit further up the field here. Force Wolves to go long. And we do. Varane wins it. Rashford just gives it away. He's rubbish. I really don't see why Thingy comes on. Why has Rashford's come on? He's been dreadful for ages now. Marcel puts the cross in. Luke Shaw deals with it just about. He goes down holding his leg, but he should be alright. Just like Rashford, he's just rubbish. And like, what is the point of Lingard and Langer being on the bench? I mean, I said it about Martial not being on the bench. You look at that. You look at the bench today. Bruno was always going to come on before Elanga. Rashford was always going to come on before Elanga. And I think Lingard was always going to come on before Elanga. So what is the point of having Elanga? We've got 2 wing spots and 2 striker spots. We haven't got a striker on the bench, but we have, 4 or 5 players that would play on the wing, on the bench, in Lingard, Elanga, Rashford, Bruno, and Van der Beek. I just don't get it. And it's like, what's the point of Lingard being on it if even when Rashford's been dreadful, he still can't come on beforehand. Here's Adama Traore. I wouldn't be surprised if Wolves scored, pleb, to be honest. De Gea comes out and claims this cross really well. And can United now break? De Gea goes long into Bruno Fernandes. Bruno into Wan-Bissaka. Into McTominay. Ronaldo to Bruno. Bruno goes down the line for Ronaldo. Here is Cristiano Ronaldo. Wan-Bissaka's made the overlap, but still Ronaldo. Ball comes in. Headed clear. McTominay on the volley. Just kicks it up. And Bruno keeps it. Out to Cristiano Ronaldo on the right hand side. Ronaldo puts the ball into the box. Jose Sa comes and punches clear. Moutinho looks to play it out. Phil Jones gets there first and does really well. And moves it into Marcus Rashford. Rashford. He cuts inside. Would he go for goal? No, he looks to overplay it. And fucking gives the ball away. He's fucking useless. Absolutely useless. It's rubbish. Here is Daniel Podence. Podence up against Varane. Varane does enough. And wins a free kick for a foul on Jimenez. Marcus Rashford again. Just trying to overcomplicate it. Just cut it in, have a shot if you want. Or play the overlap. Don't turn your back, face your goal, and then just kick the ball. Just kick the ball where you're not looking and hope for the best. It's never going to work, and it didn't. Only one subscriber until 300. Woo! And not Daniel Podence. Raul Jimenez is now going to come off for Fabio Silva. I mean, Fabio Silva doesn't really scare me, so I don't mind that too much. Jimenez is certainly more of a threat in my eyes than Fabio Silva. Fabio Silva, I think he's rubbish. I really do. Neves, it's Fabio Silva. Look at that. Already better than Rashford. Look, that is what Fabio Silva. He's surrounded by players. Does he try and overcomplicate it? No, he just gives a simple option. Adama Traore puts the ball in. Headed clear. Moutinho on the edge. 1-0 Wolves. 1-0 Wolves. For fuck's sake. And what did I said it in the preview. I've said it so many times. If Rashford comes on, we lose this game. I think we've lost it. For fuck's sake. I cannot believe it. Well, I mean, I can. That's why I'm not even that angry. I'm just bored of it. I'm just bored of it. Because it's same old rubbish. Same old. Adama Traore gets the cross in. Maguire, I think he won the header. Where is everybody? Nowhere to be seen. Missing a midfielder. It's not. Where is everyone? Where's Matic? Where is everybody? And Moutinho heads. Well, Moutinho just fires into the bottom corner. And look, it doesn't come as any surprise to me. And look, if what I would say, and I don't want to just pin everything on Rashford because obviously there's a lot. It comes a long way before then. But we're on the attack. We're keeping all the ball. We've got sustained attack. And what does Rashford... We bring Rashford on. The first thing he does, like he does all the time, overcomplicates it. We lose the ball. And from that counter-attack, is how we concede. We concede from the resulting attack after Rashford gives it away. And here comes Elanga. Why is Elanga for Wan-Bissaka? Elanga's on for Wan-Bissaka, is he? Is he at right back? No, left mid. Who the fuck's playing right back then? Who's playing right back? Who's playing right back? Phil Jones is not playing right back. We've gone three at the back. What's this going on? I think we've gone 3-5-2. So Elanga's on the left. So Ronaldo's up top. And Rashford's on the right. There he is. There we go. So that's by the looks of what we're doing now. And Bruno gives it away. Podence into Marcel. Poor cross. Why have we brought Elanga on? Moutinho. And we're just chasing now. Semedo. Podence. Jones does really well again. Jones has had a pretty good game. And Jones plays in Rashford. Rashford, get your head up. He's fucking awful. He is awful. How is Marcus Rashford a Manchester United player? He is dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. He is a waste of space. Fuck me. He is dreadful, Marcus Rashford. Absolutely dreadful. He's fucking rubbish. The sooner he fucking got rid of, the better. Because he's fucking useless. Absolutely useless. Right, what the fuck? What, I mean, I just don't understand how players like Rashford keep fucking playing. Like I watch Manchester United every game. Not once in like about a year has Rashford had a good game. Or if he has, they're the exception. Yet people keep saying, "Oh, it's just bad form. Oh, he's good. He's just injured." No, he's fucking useless. Look at the two. Look. from the goal, for the goal. We're on the attack. We're on the attack. Sustained attacking football at the moment. Rashford comes on. First thing he does, runs at someone, cuts in, could shoot, could pass. No, tries to beat another man. Could shoot, could pass. No, tries to beat another man. It's surrounded by players. It's facing towards his own goal where he could play it back. No, just boots it at a Wolves player, hoping. Because that's the only word for it. There was no Man United players there to receive the ball. Hoping it would go to a United player. Gives the ball away. From that resulting attack, that's how we concede. From the resulting attack, from Rashford giving the ball away. Yeah. And then, we go down. We've got a counter-attack. Phil Jones steps out, wins the ball brilliantly. Rashford gives it ball to Rashford brilliantly. Rashford, no one around him. He cannot mess it up. Plays the worst pass I've ever seen looking for Ronaldo. Ronaldo's quick, but even a fucking cheetah couldn't keep the ball up. Fucking useless. Absolutely useless. And I said, Rashford comes on, we lose the game. He's come on and we lose the game. And I'm fed up of it. Now, I don't know if I said it. Look, I said it to. Obviously, look, you can see I'm back in my uni dorm. On my way back to my uni dorm, I said if Rashford plays, we will lose. Rashford comes on, we concede. It's not a coincidence. That's what I'm gonna say. We'll find. How soon after? Rashford came on the 75th, 82nd. 7 minutes after Rashford comes on. And it's 5 minutes of added time. I mean, you just look at the stats. There's only one clear fucking winner. And if you're surprised by Wolves winning this game, you shouldn't be. Because this is exactly what I said. Bruno looks for play the dummy. And here comes Wolves. Adama Traore skips past McTominay. As you'd expect after the state of this game, Marçal runs it out for a corner, for a goal kick. Right, Bruno puts the ball into the box from the corner. Matic heads it. Sarr wins it. Matic won the header. Cavani does catch Jose Sarr. Fucking hell. I don't. Daniel Podence gets man of the match. Big changes are needed at this football club. And I'm fed up of this favouritism FC. What does Rashford have to do just to not play? He's been dreadful for a year. And yet comes on. What's the point? I don't see. Why is Elanga on? What? Why is Elanga on this pitch? Is Elanga better than Lingard? Is he? There you go. I just like you look at look, I keep going back to the Martial situation. Martial has made it clear he wants to leave, and yet so doesn't make the squad. But yet we have Cavani, who's made it clear he wants to leave, but isn't going to be allowed to. So yet plays. Lingard isn't signing a new contract. So to me, makes it clear he doesn't want to be here. Makes the bench, doesn't come on. What? Where's the consistency? What's the point of Lingard being on the bench if Rashford, who's been dreadful and got dropped for the last 2 games for being dreadful, comes on before him? What's the point of him being there? Jones wins a free kick edge of the box. Quality Phil Jones. Quality Phil. Quality. Are we at 300 now? If so, big up yourselves. Thank you all. We are. Big up. Thank you. Now, come on, Bruno. Equalise. Last minute. Come on, Bruno. Last minute. Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo stand over the free kick. Bruno Fernandes. Come on, Bruno. Come on. The fans got their phones out. Bruno and Ronaldo stand over this free kick. I think it will be Bruno to take it. Come on, Bruno. Bruno will take it! Great save by Sarr. Cavani puts it back across. Cleared. And the referee blows the full-time whistle. And at full-time, Manchester United 0. Wolves 1. We lose the game. And fucking change. Change must happen. I'm fed up of favouritism FC. Let's start actually getting the better players on this pitch and stop reusing the favourites. Rashford, why is he coming on? Why? How is Cavani? No offence to Cavani, because he's been fantastic recently, but how has he survived the 90? How? Because he was rubbish today. McTominay, Fred, not McTominay and Fred, McTominay. He was nowhere near the McTominay we saw against Burnley. Survived the 90. I just don't understand it, because surely there must be more to it than just the manager. And I feel bad for Ollie at this point. I'm starting to feel bad for Ollie at this point. Because is it even the manager making these decisions? Is it even the manager making these decisions? Because it's the same. It's a new formation, new system. The same players. Same old players letting this team down. I'm fed up of it. And look, I'm going to try and cool down for 5 minutes and we'll go over to the match reaction. Because, look, this team, it's not good enough, is it? I mean, I've said it for so long. A lot of these players, a lot of the fans believe are world class and our best players are dreadful. And I'll keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face. Most of these players, some of these players today aren't that good. Rashford isn't good. McTominay, not good. I mean, the back, Elanga, I don't know why he came on. Shaw was alright today. Wasn't at his very best, but he was alright. kind of just average performance really from Luke Shaw. Jones was fine. Varane was alright. I mean, Matic meh. Cavani was poor. I mean, I don't think the system works. There's so much wrong with this team at the moment. And I mean, one of the big factors is, like I keep saying, just these players. These players aren't as good as people seem to believe they are. And as long as that is the case, and people like Marcus Rashford is still like held up as a world beater, the longer this football club will remain in the state it is, unsuccessful and struggling against teams like Wolves. But look, that is going to be the end of the watch along. We'll be live for the match reaction in about 5 or so minutes. So head on over there and I'll see you all in a bit. Peace.